You did the Falcons-Giants last weekend, and you're doing the Giants again this weekend, so you've watched a lot of film. You've watched their preparation. I said, Joe Judge is not winning enough to kind of roll his eyes a little bit at analytics. Belichick's done it before. But I think it's easy to pick on a guy that's losing, and I just think Daniel Jones, the verdict's still out. We don't know what he is, and I think you lose close games when you're average at quarterback in this league. That's what Pete Carroll did before Russell got to Seattle. You win close games when you have maybe a Dak or a Russell Wilson. So your interpretation of Joe Judge, what do you see last week? What do you see you like? What would concern you going forward with the Giants and Joe Judge?
What I like about Joe Judge is the team does play hard. We went to their practice. They practiced hard. They were in sync mentally, physically, and watching the game against the Falcons and watching the film from their prior games, they do play hard. They run to the football. They try to tackle. Their tackling has gotten better as the weeks have gone on. Offensively, we know they're limited athletically at the offensive line position, but they're still able to get some push. Saquon Barkley had some good runs up the middle. They kind of got away from it for whatever reason. So there are a lot of good things you can take from the Giants team when you start to really dive into them, aside from the record. My biggest concern would be the discipline or lack of discipline.
Yeah.
And not anything off field or anybody getting in trouble. It's the penalties. I go back to when I played and Sean Payton was the head coach. He always said the penalties are a direct reflection of the discipline of a team. And so if we had a lot of penalties in one game, he took it very personally. And he said, we cannot continue like this. One, it'll lose you games. Two, it's a reflection of me as a coach that I'm allowing you guys to either do too much or whatever you want to call it in practice that's translating or not translating over into the game. So my biggest concern would be that right now, the penalties, the miscues, those missed opportunities, that's preventing them from winning games.
Yeah, by the way, is Sean Payton's teams historically and Bill Belichick's teams historically don't have a lot of penalties. And so Joe Judge's Giants right now are a penalty-plagued mess. So there are a couple of things I want to ask you about. So you've done a Rams game this year. And it's interesting. My eyes are telling me less tricks, more straight dropbacks. And that's telling me they trust Stafford. Last year, I felt the Rams were a lot of deception, a lot of play action. They were fooling you. When I watch them now, it's just like, Matt, we got a lot of weapons. Drop back and hit them. That's what I see. That's what my eyes tell me. What did you see as a great defensive player with the Rams, Stafford, and the new offense?
They have what your eyes are telling you is correct. What they have, though, and I take it from a different approach, is a quarterback that doesn't need the gimmicks or the trickeration to sit there and make a play. So what happens when you have a trick play or a gimmicky play, there's one read, right? You do fake reverses here, there, and then all of a sudden this one guy is going to be open. If he's not open, throw the ball away or take the sack. You don't have to do that anymore because you have a quarterback that's literally seen it all. He knows how to manipulate a defense. He knows how to read the coverages. And look, there's not a knock on Goff. This is just the reality of what the Rams have right now at quarterback, where they're saying, look, we'll just drop back. We'll do our normal play action. And Matthew Stafford, you read it with your eyes, and then you let your arm do the rest. So I see when that's the love affair that everyone has right now with the Rams. They see what you see. You're exactly right. They don't have to do the gimmicks. They just line up. They either run the ball, drop back, play action, whatever it is, and they let their quarterback do exactly what he's been doing for 13 years now, but with a better offense, better weapons, better offensive line. Everything's better for Matthew Stafford. So that's what I see, and that's why they're so dangerous as a team right now.
So all these rookie quarterbacks just were unraveling last weekend. I mean, it was bad. You even see with Sean Payton that Jameis Winston is going through a growing process. It's hard. And I've said I've always been kind of stubborn on this, is I think you have to set young people in any industry up for success, and that slow and steady gives them confidence. They feel good, especially with social media. If you stink now, you go home on your phone and you feel worse about yourself. So I think even
Colin, they all should sit. They all should sit. every last one of these rookie quarterbacks needs to take a seat on the bench, let a veteran handle the load, and then learn just the way Aaron Rodgers learned, just the way Patrick Mahomes learned. And then everyone wants to say, well, what about Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning is a different animal, different breed. He's a cyborg. You don't compare any of these rookie quarterbacks to Peyton Manning. You compare him to the other quarterbacks who are really, really, really good, top-notch, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, and you look and say, that guy sat for a couple of years. That guy sat for a couple of years. They are killing these quarterbacks. They're killing their confidence. Physically, they're killing them. All these interceptions, it's hard to grow from that. It really is hard. Seeing a lot of good quarterbacks just have their confidence crushed because their rookie season was terrible or they got beat up and they started seeing ghosts throughout their career, rushing the football, too afraid to sit in the pocket. They all need to sit, man. This is just absolutely ridiculous. And there's a reason why they all stink right now. They're good athletes and they could be good quarterbacks. Right now, they all stink.
Yeah. No, you're right. By the way, Brady goes back to Foxborough. I've read stories. I kind of laugh at it. These stories that, Tom, there's going to be a lot of anxiety. He's going to be very nervous. And I think, Mac Jones.
Okay.
I'd be terrified if I was Mac Jones. What do you think we'll see with Brady, New England, that matchup?
I'm going to see what I expect from Tom Brady. He's going to keep it classy leading up to the game. He's going to stay classy during the game. He's going to try to rip them for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. He'll keep it classy in the post-game interview. And then he'll send a little jab on Twitter, on Instagram. just twist the knife a little bit. That's all he wants to do. Just twist the knife, right? And leave one of those little cryptic messages where he's jabbing at Bill Belichick, but he's just going to leave it at that, right? And that's what I love about Tom Brady, the competitive nature. He understands first things first. I can't jab and twist that knife unless I perform. So he goes, he focuses on that, perform, and then have a little fun with it, man. I love it. I'm here for all the pettiness.
Well, you've been so good for us at Fox Sports. Jonathan Vilma, he's doing the Giants-Saints game. And by the way, I may be in the minority. I think the Giants give them a real push. They've led every game they've played, Jonathan. I think that's going to be a potential upset. I really do.
Wait. That was not a confident statement. Are they going to upset the Saints? Or do you think that they're going to potentially maybe have a good game, could give them a push? Which one is it?
They're going to upset the Saints.
Oh, I respectfully disagree, but I like your stance.
Great seeing you, Jonathan.
Likewise, Colin. Take care.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.